Hello, friends. Welcome back to reading for today. We are on part 1 for our lesson today for Wit and Wisdom. In Seahorse, we read last week, we learned that seahorses use different parts of their body to help them survive. Can you remember which part of the body the seahorse uses to help them? If you said their tail or their eyes, you're right. They use their tail or eyes to help them do many things to help them survive in the ocean. On Friday, you listened to What Do You Do with a Tail Like This with Mrs. Smith. You learned that different animals use the same body part in many different ways. And I hope you wrote down some notices and some wonders from that text. Today, we are going to use boxes and buttons to help dig a little bit deeper into a section of the text with Miss Spears. This will help us identify key details and the main topic of the section of text that we read. So make sure you have your mind ready and you're ready to learn with Miss Spears, and I will see you back for part 2 really shortly.
Hello, friends, and welcome back to Wit and Wisdom in Sync. My name is Tanisha Spears, and I'm excited to jump into our lesson for today. But before we do, let's make sure you have your materials ready. For this lesson, you will need your copy of What Do You Do with a Tail Like This if you have one. You'll need your Wit and Wisdom in Sync journal and a pencil. We will also work on Assessment 22A, but I'll show that to you on the screen. Pause the video now if you need to gather your materials. In previous work, you had the opportunity to make observations on what you noticed and wondered. And today, you'll think about what's happening in the text and use knowledge gained by reading What Do You Do with a Tail Like This to create your focusing question task. And remember, the focusing question for this text is, how do animals use the same feature in unique ways? I'll say it one more time. How do animals use the same feature in unique ways? And we'll be reading more about how different animals use the same feature in unique ways. The question that will frame our work today is, what is happening in this text? So we'll be specifically thinking about what is happening in the text. What do you do with a tail like this? And as you examine what is happening in the book, you will find clues about what the book is mostly about. What I'd like you to do now is I want you to think for a minute. How did we identify the key details and main topic of sections of Seahorse, the shyest fish in the sea? I'll ask that question one more time. How did we identify the key details and main topic of sections of the Seahorse text? Think. Now, share with your learning partner. I'm sure you said it. You use boxes and buttons, or in our cases, since we're at home, you may have used crumpled up pieces of paper or coins and a jar. And we use that to help determine what each section was about. Now you will have the opportunity to examine sections of What Do You Do with a Tail Like This in a very similar way. I want you to gently point to the picture on the screen that represents the small details. Again, gently point to the picture on the screen that represents the small details. Did you point to the button? I'm sure you did. The button represents the small or the key details. Now, point to the picture that represents the main topic or what the text is mostly about. Did you point to the box? I bet you did. We're going to read a few excerpts or small parts of the text, and then we'll figure out the details and the main topic. I'm going to start with page 3. Page 3 has part of an elephant's trunk or nose on it. Remember, as I am reading, you'll be listening for key details, and we'll use those key details to figure out what this section is mostly about. Are you ready? Listen carefully. What do you do with a nose like this? I'm going to read it one more time. What do you do with a nose like this? Now, I want you to keep listening as I read the rest of this section on pages 5 and 6. And if you don't have the book, that's okay. You can follow along with pages 5 and 6 on your screen. If you're a platypus, you use your nose to dig in the mud. If you're a hyena, you find your next meal with your nose. If you're an elephant, you use your nose to give yourself a bath. If you're a mole, you use your nose to find your way underground. If you're an alligator, you breathe through your nose while hiding in the water. Okay, I want you to now think. What key details did you hear? Here are a few that I heard. Platypuses use their noses to dig, and elephants use their noses to give themselves a bath. And I also heard that moles use their noses to find their way underground. Now I want you to think. Let's think about the main topic of this section. Which feature or body part are all of the details describing? Which feature or body part are all of the details describing? Tell your learning partner. I bet you said it. They are all describing the nose. The main topic is how animals use their noses. All right, so let's put this on our main topic organizer that you've seen before. And if you can't remember, it looks like what you see on this screen. Here is the main topic for this first section of text that I read. Animals use their noses in many different ways.